Hey everyone, Michael here with Hello Cupcake It's Me. Today is the Wednesday check-in. It is March 23rd, 2022, and how are you? If you haven't done so already, please hit like and subscribe, and let's get right into it, shall we? So, with it being Wednesday, that means last night I went to the bar and did a trivia night with all my friends and had a really great time. And I'm just really seriously beginning to look forward to that. And one of my friends gave me they gave me a late birthday present, and you may remember these if you're from like the 90s. Big Mouth Billy Bass.
Here's a little song I wrote. Might want to sing it note for note. Don't worry,
Be happy.
be happy. Don't worry, be happy now. Don't worry, be happy.
So, yeah. Now, the reason that I wanted one of those is because I want to hook it up to my Amazon Echo Dot. But I found out that there's actually two versions of Big Mouth Billy Bass. There's the one that's on that placard, like that, and then there's an oval one that has the ability to pair with Bluetooth. So, I didn't know that, they didn't know that, but they got me this one for my birthday, and when I saw it and I was at the bar, I started cracking the fuck up. I was just like, yes, this is amazing. Thank you so much. But yeah, I definitely want to get the one that I can hook up to my Alexa, and then that way I can hook it up as a Bluetooth speaker, and then I can have like music play through it or whatever. And it's just like, I'm really excited about it, so I thought it was the best gift ever. And you know, I don't know how much they paid for it or where they picked it up at or whatever else, but it doesn't matter. I just enjoy the fact that they thought of me and got that for me, and so yeah. Anyways, what else is going on? Oh, so I'm doing a little bit better today, like mental health wise. Even though it's dark, gray, overcast, raining, and kind of foggy out there, I'm actually in a pretty decent mood and feeling like I'm hopefully snapping out of whatever depressive funk I've been in. Um, Spent some time with my friend Carmen yesterday, and wait, was that? No, that was Monday. I spent some time with her. I spent time with her on Sunday and on Monday. We went to Goodwill both times, and just got out of the house and laughed, joked around, just had good times, good times. Um, so yeah, and then on top of all of that, I've been working on the podcast, and I'm in the process of creating a website for for the podcast, where it's gonna have like, at the very top it starts off with the podcast, and then you have the latest episode in a player from Spotify. Then it goes down from the podcast, then it goes to YouTube to blog post to Twitter posts. And I talked about this over on the podcast, and I've decided that I'm going to be splitting the two up, that there's going to be special content over on the podcast that I'm not going to have here. What I was doing there for a while, just to kind of bulk up the channel a little bit, was as soon as I was done recording a video here, I would turn that into an audio and then upload it through the podcast software, and just create a podcast from the video that I was doing already, and then just kind of you know, repurposing content And I realized that a lot of what I was talking about on the videos didn't really translate that well over to audio format. So like me holding up the Big Mouth Billy Bass, if you've never seen one and you just heard that audio clip of me pushing play or whatever and it singing that song Don't Worry Be Happy, translating it over to podcast, if you don't have that visual understanding, then you just might not understand it. So yeah. What else? So yeah, just been pouring my heart and soul into making this website, making sure that it's all set up and ready to go. Doing a lot of HTML like scripting, and I mentioned this on the podcast, but I have a very archaic knowledge of HTML. Like back in 1995 when the internet was still brand new, that type of HTML. So I use an online web service called Weebly to make my websites a lot of times, but there's sometimes where the form and functionality that I want just doesn't come through. So I have to go in and actually tweak the HTML code. And I use my ancient HTML code knowledge to work on the website. And you can see like this almost like, oh, well, I guess that coding will work. Not how we would do it nowadays, but yeah, it works. And I think of it as like this old timely man in there like, oh, listen here, sonny. Back in my day, we did this and this, and we had no problems. And, like, I don't know JavaScript. I don't know CSS. And, like, we're on HTML 9, 12, 70,000. I don't know. But I know the original basic HTML, and I know how to make it work. And it was something that I actually taught myself using a book called Visually Teach Yourself HTML in like 3 weeks or something like that. And I spent the entire summer just reading that book and memorizing it. And what I used to do, because I had a computer, but my computer was down at my dad's house, and so on the weekdays when I was with my mom, I would only get to have access to my computer every other week, or every other weekend, I should say. And then all summer long, I would stay with my dad, and I would have access to my computer at that point. And so I taught myself QBasic, which, if you are old enough to know what QBasic is, hey, hey, old timer, hi. But I taught myself QBasic, and I taught myself HTML. So what I would do when I was at my mom's house is I had a notebook, and I would write out in handwriting like the code for a website that I wanted to create. And then when I was in front of a computer, or like my computer at my dad's house, I would then type that code out and create the web page that way. And it's not like today where computers are basically anywhere you go. And when I was at school and using computers, I didn't always have access to everything that I needed on the computer. Like, it was very kind of just bottlenecked on what you could do. Yeah, you could get onto the internet, but you couldn't like access certain websites, and if it had like certain languages or whatever, because they had NetNanny type software on there. So yeah, it was just really kind of fun, interesting, and that's how I like taught myself. And there's a lot of times where I'll forget a code, but I know that I wanted that code, or how I needed that code to work out. So I'll open up Google real fast and I'll type in say how to make a flashing block, or how to make a flashing block of text in HTML, and then it'll pull it up, and then there's like several different websites that I go to quite frequently, and I've never bothered to learn their URL because that's just why learn it when I could just Google it, right? But yeah, anyways, I'm gonna quit nerding out about that. So yeah, I'm in the process of working on that, and just got done getting the podcast syndicated across multiple different platforms. I have it syndicated with Spotify. I have it on Google. I have it on Apple, Amazon, Samsung, Castbox, Radio Public, and like several other places. And that was actually fairly easy getting it syndicated like that. iHeartRadio is one of them that I did also. But the biggest bitch was getting it on Apple and Samsung. And like I had to jump through all kinds of hoops to do that. But I wanted to put it on Pandora, but Pandora's terms of use were so ridiculously restrictive that I was like, fuck this. I'm not even going to like try to put my stuff over there. Like, they said that you couldn't post any satire or impressions or anything like that. And I'm like, no, because I don't have a filter, and everything that I do is very unscripted and raw and typically unedited. So I didn't want to do a podcast and then have it uploaded and then some like Karen flag it and like, oh no, you said goldfish dick or, you know, whatever. And yeah, I didn't want to deal with all that. So I was just like, you know what, fine, I don't need it on Pandora. And I just put it on iHeartRadio and everywhere else that I mentioned. So when the website is up and ready to go and I feel comfortable about it, I will link to it. I may be looking for website beta users or beta tester users. So if that's something that you would be interested in, you can hit me up. Shoot me an email, hellocupcakeitsme@gmail.com, and then in the subject line just put beta tester for your website, and we'll go from there. But as of right now, I think I got probably another week or two to like really kind of dig into that. But I would be happy if any of you would like to do that. I will have you be signing an NDA, which is a non-disclosure agreement, and a few other forms. So then that way, like, intellectual properties and stuff like that can't be taken or reproduced. So just to let you know that you will be asked to sign those contracts, and they are legally binding. So anyways, yeah. I feel like I'm starting to rant, so you know what that means. It's time for us to wrap this video up. So if you have any questions, comments, concerns, put them in the comments section down below. And if you are still watching, thank you so much. Please hit the like and subscribe button, give a thumbs up. If you have any video suggestions, you know, let me know. Follow me on all the social medias. You can find the links to those down below. And until next time, I will talk to y'all later. Bye, guys.